Hello, everybody. Welcome to a tropical update here, and this is a wide view of the Atlantic right now. As you can see, currently we got Tropical Storm Beta still holding steady in terms of its strength right now. Forecast to make landfall tomorrow. Then we got Hurricane Teddy still ongoing. Forecast to get really close to the island of Bermuda, unfortunately, and produce inclement weather for them. And then we got the remnants of what used to be Tropical Storm Wilfred, now going on in the open Atlantic now. The remnants of the system. Then the remnant, not the remnants, but post tropical storm Paulette is still ongoing. The post tropical remnants of it are still kicking here, and the center of circulation is still kicking in there and has a decent chance of reformation here as it tugs more to the south here. And then there's another area of interest that formed pretty much just off Florida here and has a really low chance of formation, but still a system to watch nonetheless. And on the far left of your screen, new tropical depression formed in the Eastern Pacific. So that's the wide view of the Atlantic right now. And here's a look at the radar right now for the Gulf of Mexico here. As you can see, Tropical Storm Beta starting to make its presence known a little bit here on the radar sites here along the Texas coastline. You see some rain showers pretty much heading down for me here in Corpus Christi, so we'll see if we get anything from that or if it decides to dissipate like it was forecast to as it comes down here. We'll see about that. But regardless of its strength here, Tropical Storm Beta is still a serious system here, and a system to take seriously regardless of how it looks right now. There's already some coastal flooding being reported in parts of Texas right now, parts north, mostly places north of Corpus Christi here and south of the Louisiana-Texas border. You can see just how the storms coalesced throughout the next few, throughout the few hours here that this loop runs through. And earlier, before this loop starts here, it had a really nice deep burst of convection right over the center of circulation here, and had an eye-like feature on radar. But since then, that of course is long, but since gone now, and now the storm's kind of dried out due to just the sheer amount of dry air around the system right now. That's pretty much one of the main problems here that Beta is going to have ongoing for it. And then here's a look at the forecast cone, the newest forecast cone from the National Hurricane Center for Tropical Storm Beta here. And you can see, like I said, center is currently located at 27.6 degrees north, 94.5 degrees west, so maximum sustained 1-minute winds at 60 miles per hour, making this a moderate tropical storm. Moving to the west-northwest at 6 miles per hour as of the 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, horizon number 14 there, as you can see. And it's forecast to make landfall. Looks like sometime tomorrow evening, on the middle Texas coastline here, as it slowly makes its way to landfall here and gives some rain for parts of Texas here, from some flooding rain, unfortunately. Here's a look at the key messages here from the National Hurricane Center. As you can see, for Beta, 3 main key messages here. And those are the key messages here. You can stop the video right now and read it if you want to. Same for the Spanish version as well. There it is really quickly for you guys if you want to read it as well. Then peak storm surge graphic, I could see peak storm surge is around, looks like the Houston Galveston area, Texas there, or San Luis Pass, Texas. And you can see they forecast 3 to 5 feet of storm surge there. Of course, not the worst storm surge you could ever see from a storm, but still nothing to take lightly at all. Lower lying parts of the coastline, immediate coastline, are probably getting flooded now. I've already, like I said, seen reports in parts of Texas already. There's some coastal flooding ongoing in the lower lying parts of the coastline. And I was to look at the forecast cone, and then there's to look at the satellite imagery again, and you can see just how the storm progressed over the past 3 hours here. Again, not really looking as good as it did earlier, fortunately. And here's a look at Hurricane Teddy right now, currently going on in the open Atlantic, and you can see it's forecast to come really close to Bermuda. Not forecast to make a landfall, but forecast to come really close to Bermuda, and you can see they're just on the cusp of getting those tropical storm force winds. In fact, they probably are starting to get them at this point in time right now, because Teddy is a really large system here. As of this newest advisory as of 1 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, advisory number 35, the center is currently located at 29.4 degrees north, 63.6 degrees west, with maximum sustained 1-minute winds at 105 miles per hour, making this a Category 2 hurricane. Winds to the north-northwest at 6 miles per hour, and Teddy's forecast to eventually impact Atlantic Canada here, unfortunately, as a strong post-tropical storm here, really large and strong post-tropical storm here. So you guys in Atlantic Canada need to be taking this storm seriously here and watching the latest updates on this storm. Follow the National Hurricane Center and the Canadian National Hurricane Center as well, because now that's in operation as well now for this storm, ahead of the storm here. For the latest updates on the storm, it's going to be, if the forecast holds here, could be a pretty bad storm here for Atlantic Canada here. So stay safe, you guys up there. And here's a look at the infrared imagery right now of Hurricane Teddy right now, and you can just see how it's progressed over the past 3 hours here, trying to reform um, the structure. Looks like in the last few frames compared to how it looked just a little bit after I posted my last update on this storm. How the eye was not really much there anymore, and it looked like the storm was starting to get a lot weaker. But now in the newest frames now, looks like it's trying to coalesce a little bit more now and trying to reform itself here. And as this front comes on through, affecting Teddy and making it turn into a post-tropical storm here, it'll be interesting to see how far it how much more it decides to strengthen here before it gets picked up by that front and zoomed on off north to Atlantic Canada here. In fact, let me go ahead and look at not the key messages yet, but the forecast description here, and you can see they forecasted the peak as a 110 mile per hour high-end Category 2 hurricane before eventually turning into a post-tropical high-end Category 1 hurricane equivalent storm here in about 48 hours. And then in about 120 hours, they forecast Teddy to be absorbed by a large non-tropical area of low pressure and eventually probably dissipate after that point on. Here's the key messages for Hurricane Teddy right now, and you can see what they are, and I can stop the video right now, and of course read that if you want to as well. And then here's a quick look at the remnants of Wilfred now. Wilfred is no longer a storm, since dissipated here. It's dissipated at 11 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, September 20th here, and marks an end to the last name on the National Hurricane Center names, alphabetical names for the hurricane season, and the rest of the names that will be thrown out this hurricane season will be Greek names. There will no longer be alphabetical names. We've exhausted the alphabetical list that stopped at Wilfred, and now we're getting into the Greek alphabet now. And whatever storm forms after this, it's going to be named a Greek name. And here's a look at the remnants of Wilfred here, and you can easily see why the National Hurricane Center said that this storm dissipated here. Just look at this, being sheared heavily by the outflow and influence of Hurricane Teddy here, and that's one of the probably the main reason here why Wilfred met its demise here, fortunately. And then quickly, here's a look at newly formed tropical depression 17E. 17E is forecast to become a high-end 70 mile per hour tropical storm out in the open Pacific here, fortunately, moving away from Mexico as we speak here. So it shouldn't be much of an issue for you guys, except maybe some higher rip currents and increased tides along the immediate coastline. And other than that, should be pretty much about it for you guys, fortunately, since the storm is moving away, and again, not going to be anywhere near the level that Genevieve was, or a storm a storm of Genevieve's magnitude. Fortunately, here again, it's going to be an issue for any boaters or any marine interests along the immediate area where the storm is, and other than that, it shouldn't be an issue for you guys along the coastline here. But again, this is a look at the infrared imagery for this storm right now, and you can see how the storms look. Not really the best looking tropical depression here, but still a tropical depression regardless here. And here is, there it is. Here's a look at the National Weather Service outlook here for what's currently going on in the United States, and you can see all the tropical storm warnings in effect for the Texas coastline here. Remember to get official information here from your local National Weather Services type National Weather Services type of just weather.gov, and it should take you to the latest regional look at what's currently going on here, and it'll give you all this crucial information here. This one being the National Weather Service Forecast Office in Houston, Galveston, Texas. You can see the current things going on here, and it gives you crucial information here. So say you live in Galveston, click on this little dot here that says Galveston, or click anywhere else on the map if you live anywhere else on there. But say for testing purposes here, just say you live in Galveston, click Galveston here. I accidentally clicked the marine observations here, but if you zoom in a little bit here, you can zoom in on this map here and also click where you want to click here. So I could click Texas City here, and it'll take me to the forecast for Texas City, and it'll give me a 5-day graphical forecast of what's forecast to happen, and it'll also give me a 7-day text forecast below that of what's forecast to happen. And it looks like the web page is having a little bit of an issue here. Oh, there it goes. But you can see again 5-day graphical forecast here, and then 7-day text forecast below that in detail. So you can plan your day on advance, and even has an hourly forecast available for you too, so you can plan your day hour by hour here as the storm closes on in for you guys in the middle Texas coastline here. And that's pretty much going to be about it for this tropical update here. Of course, Gulf of Mexico, keep an eye on Tropical Storm Beta here, regardless of its intensity. Still likely to produce heavy rainfall in places of the Texas-Louisiana coastline, and some storm surge along the immediate coastline as well too, for Tropical Storm Beta. And then of course also keep an eye out for Hurricane Teddy for you guys in Bermuda and Atlantic Canada here, especially for you guys in Atlantic Canada later on down the line. Looks to be a really significant event for you guys, perhaps that may be gonna unfold here over time here. And that's pretty much going to be about it for this tropical update here. Actually, no, one thing I forgot to touch on here is the wide view of the Atlantic here, the outlook here. You can see in this outlook, disturbance number 1 has a 60% chance of formation throughout the next 48 hours and 5 days, this being post-tropical cyclone Paulette still going on. And then disturbance number 2 has a near 0% chance of formation throughout the next 48 hours and 5 days as well, as you can see. And again, that's pretty much going to be about it for this update. So, of course, if you guys have any comments or questions, leave them down in the comment section below, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. Have all the links that you need to know about on the bottom of the description here, the description of this video, so you can click on that and get the latest information of what's currently forecast to happen in the world of the tropics and also in the United States here for you guys that are wanting to get a localized forecast. Remember, listen to your National Weather Service, National Hurricane Center, and local officials, and they know it's best for you and know what to do and what is going to happen with these storms here for the most part. And they're they're there for a reason, and they're knowledgeable on what they are trained in here. So again, hope everybody has a great day and are safe of course. Links down in the description below for all my links that I've used in this video. And till then, see you guys in the next video. Peace.